The story that I'm about to tell you has got to be the most embarrassing thing I have ever experienced in my whole entire life. So I'm kind of opening up right now. It's making me a little teary. Alright, look, the story starts with me in fourth grade, right? I was around like 9 years old, 10 years old, a fourth grader. And it starts with the apartment I was living in at the time. And my parents had just decided to buy my sister a brand new phone. And her old one was perfectly fine, so, she decided to give it to me. Yeah, and also the phone was in pretty good condition. It had like some cracks, maybe some scratches. It don't even matter. It was in pretty good condition. And that phone was actually my first ever phone, so Oh, I wish I had that phone again, bro. I had a lot of good memories and good firsts on there. Alright, and then I started downloading a crap ton of games, trying to get my phone ready for the next day to show my friends. I used that phone to its max capacity, bro, until I went to sleep. And then the next day came, and I walked to my bus, really excited to show my friends the phone that my sister had just given me. When I got on the bus on my way to school, I showed one of my friends, we'll call him Ted. That's a terrible name. If you're named Ted, bro, I'm sorry, but. And we just started like playing games and watching funny YouTube videos or whatever. Normal 9-year-old things. And it was like that for a few days. It was like, normal, nothing went wrong. Just two wholesome kids watching wholesome videos and playing wholesome games. A few days go by. One of my other friends, we'll call him Sped. There's a very good reason as why we're calling him Sped, He gets on the bus in the morning, and he only gets on the bus like once every few days, so he doesn't get on the bus much, and I don't really get to see him much apart from whenever like we hang out outside of school. So when I got the chance to show Sped my phone, I did. I sat next to him and then I showed it to him. Wait, well, pause. I showed him my phone. And then he asked if he could see my phone, so I gave it to him. What he did next after getting my phone was something I could have never imagined in my 9 years of life. I can't even imagine it right now, bro. Like, there's no way he did this. But he did. And his backpack was like leaning against the window. So he picks it up, he scoots over, and puts it in between us. And that was already pretty sus. It's like, what are you trying to hide, my boy? And since he moved his backpack in between us, I literally couldn't see what he was doing. His backpack was bigger than us. We were like 2 feet tall. So I kind of just assumed that he was just playing games and watching YouTube or doing stuff that me and Ted were doing earlier. And a few minutes go by and Sped still hasn't given me back my phone. And me being curious as to what he has been doing with my phone for the past 10-20 minutes, I decided to look over his backpack. And what he was doing was not playing a game, It wasn't watching YouTube. He was straight up beating it, bro. And by it, I meant his meat. And by his meat, I don't mean no turkey, no chicken, no steak. I mean his dick. He was straight up just on the hub. Well, it actually wasn't even the hub. I remember it was like some random website full of just naked people. And we were like 9 years old, so my boy was rocking like a 1-incher, but look. And my 9-year-old self was so confused. I had no idea what he was doing. I had no idea that even existed, bro. So I asked him, I'm like,
"Hey, yo, my boy, what are you doing?"
and he says something along the lines of,
I'm just watching this. It's pretty good.
and I was just like, okay. And then I respond with,
Why are you doing that to yourself, though?
I'm like, why are you stroking your meat? And he just responds with,
I don't know.
like,
What?
what? Did you get on the hub unwillingly and unconsciously, and did your hand just start moving itself to touch your meat? But, since I didn't know what he was doing, I was just like, okay. So eventually, I got my phone back, and, we got dropped off at school, and then the school day went by like usual. I didn't even, think back on what my friend was doing earlier on the bus. And then the end of the school day came, and we had to wait for our buses in our homeroom classes. And my teacher had, a no technology policy, even though it was the end of the day. Which actually made sense, since she was older. She probably didn't like seeing kids on their electronic devices too much. But I saw my friend Ted on his freaking 3DS, which is the thing everyone had back then. And my other friend who was on his phone, and he was looking at old videos he took on vacation, and people were watching it too. They were all laughing or whatever. So I decided I'll get on my phone too. And I couldn't see my teacher, so I had no idea where she was or where she went. So when I pulled out my phone, I did it without even thinking of getting in trouble or her finding out that I was on my phone. And don't forget the fact that this was the first ever phone that I've had in my whole entire life. So I barely knew how to use it, The only thing I knew how to do was go to the home screen, play video games, and watch YouTube. So when I opened up my phone, it didn't open up on YouTube, it didn't open up on a game, it opened up on the website my friend used to beat his meat earlier, bro. And I know how to exit out of Google and go to my home screen, but the thing is I wanted to exit out of the tab on Google. Because, I didn't want the first thing that comes up whenever I click on Google to be that website full of naked people. And when I tried to get out of the tab, I was struggling so bad I had no idea how to exit out of it because I'd never used Google before. And around a minute or so go by of me trying to figure out how to use Google so I could exit out of the tab, and I couldn't figure out how. And then I finally decided to look up to see what everyone around me was doing, and the first thing I saw was Ted just staring at me. And then I see him like look over to my shoulder, which had me wondering like, what is he looking at? So I turned my head, and what I saw was a monster. Well, at the time it felt like it was a monster. I'm not even joking, I literally got jump scared, bro. Like, I jumped. But that monster that I saw was actually my teacher. Bro, she'd literally been looking over my shoulder this whole entire time of me trying to figure out how to exit out of the tab. You know what I did after that? I turned off my phone, I try to hide it, and I just start staring into her soul, bro. And my aunt's like a teacher, so I was like scared she'd like tell my aunt. So I was just there like, palms sweaty, knees weak, and arms heavy. Yeah, you feel me? It was like a staring contest because she just started staring at me. It felt like it was like a whole hour of just staring at each other, but like a few seconds go by, and then she like reaches out her hand, which basically meant for me to like give her my phone. And when she reached out her hand, she had like this little smile on her face. And that smile was probably to like try to make me think that she didn't see anything, but I knew, bro. I knew she saw everything. So I gave her my phone, and after I gave her my phone, this is literally what I say.
That's my sister's phone.
With my voice all shaky and nervous, see. Oh, I don't even know if that's a word. She looks at me and this is what she says.
Oh, okay. Just don't have it out again.
And she hands me back my phone, bro. I got away with everything by blaming my sister. Yes, sir, I'm that smooth, bro. I'm that guy. Can I get a round of applause or what? Nah, but in all reality, though, she probably didn't believe me. She probably just gave it back to me because she felt bad or something. And we still had like a few minutes left before our bus would arrive, so I just sat there on the rug where everyone was at, with my heart going like 1,000,000 miles per hour. And when my bus came, I walked out of class with two of my friends, the best friend who was looking at me, Ted, and the one who used my phone to beat his tiny little meat, the one and the only Sped. And I just tell him like, bro, that teacher saw me on the website full of naked people. And we all just laugh it off. This was a true story that happened to me in 4th grade, and I still cringe thinking back on it to this day, bro. Like, fuck! No, but if you liked the video, you know, like and subscribe, follow my Twitch and my Discord, link in the description. And yeah, this is probably gonna be the first and the last story time that I'll ever do.